Welcome back to the Cho Super Hyper Podcast.
Woo!
Thank you for tuning in. This is Super Blastex. Today with
Toku Tony, hello.
And here we cover the latest episode of Superhero Time that airs in Japan. We try to get this out in a timely manner, but this week time got away from us.
Yeah, a bit too much.
But that's okay. We're still here and we're still doing it
every week, baby.
So hopefully we don't want to make Tuesday episodes a normal thing. Here we are.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast anywhere you're listening to this. I believe we're still just on YouTube Music. You could always convert also MP3 version of this, and I could try to make a podcast account like on podcast feeds.
Yeah.
And I'll put it like that. We'll look into it.
Well, yeah, we'll do it.
This is episode 32 of our podcast, and again, we're so happy to have you here.
Absolutely. This has been a crazy upload schedule. We always do it on Mondays. We watch the episodes on Sunday. We record that Sunday, then we get it up hopefully by Monday. Last 2 weeks, not so much, but that's totally fine.
Yeah. So we did take a bump. Last week's viewership, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I guess we can attribute it to not having an episode before that. Because again, Superhero Time took a break, and so did we. But we're back into it. Hopefully, a more regular uploading will get us more eyes on this, more ears on this. And again, I'm gonna stress it again. Give me some comments, guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the episodes, because I want everybody to have a discussion. Because I think that's more helpful than just two people talking.
Yeah.
About these shows.
Talking at each other at the screen.
Now, of course, we are at the point where we're putting chapters in. So if you want to hear what our week was this past week, stick around for a little bit. But we also talk about Kamen Rider and then Super Sentai. So if you want to jump to those discussions only, you can do so in the chapters.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like I said, before we get into that, we do cover like what our week was, and stuff like that.
We check back on every week.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
How was your week?
It was pretty intense. We had 2 people out of the warehouse for my job, so that was stressful enough. But also because I was on call that entire week, I just had to have the possibility over my head of every day I might go 2 hours away somewhere.
Heck yeah!
But thankfully, it was just the regular work day that was kind of tough. I just do delivery jobs, so it's not really that much. It's just driving everywhere. The weekend, however, is always stressful for me when I'm on call, because I usually get swamped and I get hosed with calls every hour, just for any little thing. But this weekend's different. I got nothing. Saturday, I got 3 calls in the span of an hour. And then after that, all Saturday, didn't even think about it. Wasn't like I was on call at all. And then Sunday, there was a text message that I had gotten from another coworker about something that was going to happen, but nothing ever happened. So, this whole on-call weekend was like one of the first blissful ever, and I was really happy because I did something really exciting for me on Saturday. Opening up some hard packs.
So, you recorded a stream in my room.
Yeah.
Not a stream. You recorded a video, but it plays like a live stream because there was no cuts.
Yeah.
Of you opening 3 Phase 1 Gotchard boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Cards, the trading cards. We're going to get to what you pulled in a second.
Right.
But there is a video I can link in the description below. And And you made a TikTok too.
So I originally posted it as a TikTok, what we're gonna show later, and then I later put it onto YouTube Shorts.
Okay, yeah.
So it's on both right now. So if you want to check it out, at Toku Tony, on both.
If you want to see what he pulled, you can go to his Twitter, just see what it is. But the video is pretty cool because this is live reaction.
Yes.
You can't really hear me, but I'm in the room too when it happens. So.
So how was your week? That was pretty much everything I had to say.
It was fine. It was the week. It's the week. Last week was the week before Thanksgiving break, which is I'm a teacher. I get this week off. So last week, to be honest, was pretty chill.
Nice.
Because a lot of the parents are also like done. They're checked out, so they get their kids early, or they're not there for most of the days. Like I had some kids who were only there 2 days out of the whole week.
Wow. Jeez.
And one of them. No.
Two of them.
No. It's just, it's a lot. So this weekend, I didn't really do much either. I didn't get to build any Soto. But I did build something. And that's where we get into toy time.
Toy time.
So after we talk about our week, we get into what we built. We try to build Soto or Yudo every week. But since I'm a freak, I love making mini plas, so I get to do that. And that's what I made.
Hey.
I made the 3 legend shoe gods. The beetle, the scorpion, and the grasshopper one.
Oh.
Hopper. They were pretty fun, easy. I'm never really a fan of those gold stickers, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I get why they have to do that, but it still stinks. Just another angle. They're pretty cool. They're about the size.
Yeah, that's creepy. Whenever you first showed it to me, the scorpion.
They're right there next to you.
Oh, the scorpion just looking at me. It's about the same size as the scorpion.
Yeah, but it's made of plastic and gold and black.
I haven't seen a scorpion in a long time, but that's how I remember it, like that big.
Yeah. And I also made this boy. One of my favorite 6 mechs in a while.
It's so pretty.
He was pretty fun, pretty easy. Actually, all of the King-Ohger builds for their mini pla have been pretty easy. And I think the fact that they're bugs helps that. But yeah, this dude, easily one of my favorite 6th mechs. This and Pterodon from King-Ohger. Probably my favorite 6th mechs. Because look at him. There he is.
Super posable. Craziness.
He's pretty posable. He's not as posable as I want it to be. But that's cool. That's a better shot.
Ooh, that's nice.
He's looking right at the camera. Yeah, I still have to make, because this is not the whole set of Mini Pla 3 for King-Ohger. I still have to make the auxiliary weapons.
Oof.
Which is the centipede, the roly-poly, the Gatling snail gun, and the cicada.
Cicada chainsaw.
No, centipede.
Centipede chainsaw.
Cicada shield? Is like a claws. I've thought about this a while, and I thought it'd be cool if they had 2 more weapons just for more bug stuff. A worm that was a whip.
Oh, cool.
And a mosquito that was a fencer.
Oh,
Ford.
Yeah.
I think that would look cool and would fit the theme and everything.
Mosquito.
Yeah, that's what I made. That's what I did. That's my goal. And then for the rest of this week, since I'm off, I do plan on making the rest of my mini pla. So all I have is, like I said, those bugs, the auxiliary weapons. I have to make the Beetle Castle, and then I have the 2 Mega Ranger mechs and Dyreno.
Jesus.
And
oh no,
I might be getting Yudo King-Ohger 2 this week. So my plan this week is to just build and get some cool stuff, hopefully.
Rabbit tank.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rabbit and tank.
I'm glad you're getting King-Ohger number 2.
Yeah.
When I ordered my Geats number 6, and that still hasn't come in. Collectibles, what's up?
You should email.
Yeah, I should email them. See what's up.
Just hey, I pre-ordered this. What?
When? Yeah.
So yeah, those are my builds for this week.
Mm-hmm.
You're next.
All right. So, in keeping with the toy time of this series that's going on, Gotchard doesn't have like a super toy gimmick. It's cards, and these are the only cards that I wanted out of the Gotchard Phase 1 box. And on my very last box, like halfway through, I pulled the Legend Parallel Kuga card that you see right there on the right. If you see my TikTok, you'll see my live reaction from it. I got hype. The regular Kuga I pulled off camera. That was in my second box, along with DivKid, my second favorite writer. But man, whew, I bought 5 boxes, and I hoped, I was like, I hope I get whatever I need to get. I hope I finish the whole set, which I did inevitably with the 5th box, I'll say. And then the only Legend Parallel, if I get one, has to be Kuga, because there's a few in there that are really nice looking, but Kuga's my absolute favorite. And I pulled it halfway through, last box. It was joy.
Yeah, and that's what's the coolest thing about this is the chances.
Yeah.
That you got specifically the one you wanted.
Mm-hmm. It's literally, that's the only Legend Parallel.
More
out
bugs,
of the
by the way.
5 boxes. Yeah, Kaguragi.
Oh, more actually.
And
specifically Kaguragi.
That's my favorite writer ever. And Jesus, it had to be him, because of course it's Kuga, my favorite writer. I was so happy about that still to this day. And Phase 2 box is coming in soon. My Japanese card connect is coming through next week with the rest of Phase 5, with the rest of Phase 2. Another 5 boxes to get everything.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And supposedly get better pull rates.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. The only thing I don't even want, like, I don't care about these cards really.
Mm-hmm.
But that X-Aid Parallel looks gorgeous because it looks like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the parallels all try to have like a lore connected thing to it. Like, it's not just a pretty picture or like the Kemi art right there. That's the tablet for Kuga. It's not exactly how it looks like, but that's the tomb of that Kuga was buried in with the belt and all that. Blade, that was a card-based writer as well. Their cards look like the deck of cards. The Legend Parallel looks like the cards from
that set.
From that set. And also the what was it? The Deno cards, I think is what it is. Or no. It was one of the other cards where it looked like the cards that were from that set.
That's a shame about the DivKid Parallel then.
Yeah, so what I was thinking, since the DivKid Parallel it's cool, but it's shit. Because it's, supposed to be the card. It's meta because it's DivKid's Kemi holding DivKid's card.
Mm-hmm.
Holding DivKid's card. But man, they cannot miss with this. It looks so good. There's Kuga right there with the Kaguragi. God, it looks so good. Too bad it's phased up with though.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of meh.
But you have it.
I do. I have them
right
both.
There.
Yeah. I actually have 3 5s.
Wow.
Yeah.
And one Kuga? I mean,
yeah.
One regular Legend Kuga?
One regular Legend Kuga, one regular Legend DivKid. Crazy. I have it up right here. The Blade cards look like they were the cards from Blade, and the Ryuki cards look like the cards that were in Ryuki. The Legend Parallel. Jesus, they look so good.
You send it to me, see if I can get it on Discord.
Yeah.
Pull up the image.
Send it to you right now.
That way I can just show it. Oh no. Jump scare.
Dumpuska.
Blastoise.
I got it right here. I'll send you the link first, but I'll save the photo and then send that to you.
You don't have Discord on your tablet, on your computer?
I do, but I have to update it.
Let's see. Oh.
Yeah, let me. I gotta download the picture still. But just so that you can see all of them, including the X8 one, if you scroll down just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. The final vent cards, and then the blade cards, which is based off the deck of cards.
Who did I miss? Just so I don't.
Ryuki. That's it. That's the start of it. Oh, it looks so cool. Blade with the rhinoceros beetle. Kabuto with the rhino. That's not a rhino beetle. What do you call that?
A bat.
No, the glass art.
Oh, stained glass.
Stained glass. That's one of the more top tier ones.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's funny looking.
It's so funny looking. It's also funny because it's written like he wrote it. It's like a signature card.
Kamen double.
Yeah, because that's like design, but he's like he wrote it himself. Like it's his signature. Or is it because he's a rocket? For sure. This is a weird one. Right, it's like car schematics, but it's not a car.
No, it's him.
Yeah.
Or the Drive Kemi.
Ghost is cool.
Shadow Money Wizard Gang.
Shadow Money Wizard Gang. There it is.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really. God, the gold and the white, man.
That is gorgeous.
It's kind of whatever, dude. It's a shame that that's the card, but it's like King Bob-omb.
Well, I mean, that's. Blame that on the design of the Kemi.
Yeah. Just a big ride watch. Just straight up for real. Yeah. Oh, my. Oh, his little crown.
Yeah, he had it over there, too.
Oh.
He's a king.
He's a king. Oh.
That's why you said King Babam.
No, just because he's round and he has the arms.
And a crown.
And a crown. Obviously, X8.
That's just X8.
Yeah, it's just X8. Or X8 is his name?
The character in the game, yeah.
It would.
Like,
but would it be weird if they.
That's Shadow Money Wizard Gang.
If diverted from that? I think that would be more controversial.
What?
If X8 wasn't X8. The little sprite.
It's not. Game. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I just said that because. I mean, X8 does not have the actual.
Oh, true. The visor.
But I just said that because, you know, it is.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, he also has a lab coat.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Oh. You didn't see it on this either, huh?
No, what? Oh, he has a coat.
Oh
my God.
Folks.
I can't read or see. I'm blind.
There's a reason. Those reason why I like this card so much is the way it all looks. Not just that it's X8.
I was looking at just like how it looks like a game.
Yeah.
Like the game from X8. Oh, it's so pretty looking. It's just a dragon. That's just his contract.
Yeah.
The dragon. It's just the dragon. Man.
I really like that the stupid bug is pointing up too.
That's nice. That's so goofy. I love it. It's just a rocket, a spaceship.
Yeah.
It's literally a spaceship. Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
That's it.
Hokustar. God, it's so. What's his name from My Hero? It's just him.
Yeah.
Oh,
whoops. Okay.
All right, Detour. That's what's coming up in my week, guys, if you want to know. But that's all for my toy time. Since I didn't get into Soto, I want to do something recent for Gotchard. And this is the only thing that's out for Gotchard right now, except for the Soto, which is still pre-order closed on Toe Collectibles.
When is that out?
It came out 2 weeks ago.
Did it?
Yeah, it came out before the Phase 1 cards.
Well, before the Phase 1 cards.
Yeah, it was Phase 0, and then the Soto, and then Phase 1.
No way.
Yeah.
Did Pon Kenny Toy TV do a video on it?
Gotchard 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent it to me. You don't remember?
No. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's great because it has not just Gotchard.
Valvar's not in that. Yeah.
It has Gotchard, but also Geats 9 and Bujin Sword Tycoon.
I was just trying to think of Valvard, but he's not in that one.
No, he's in Gotchard number 2.
Yeah. Because I don't remember seeing Valvard, so I was like, that's not true, you fucking liar. Yeah, it's right there. It even says that I watched it already.
Nice, good job.
Yeah, and remember he takes off the plastic to put the stickers on.
So who's the liar, really?
That was 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
God. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to my Japanese Connect guy.
And Gotchard Box 1 definitely came out before Soto 1.
Gotchard Phase 1?
Yeah. Had to.
Google it. Google it, because I'm very certain.
How many months ago was the Soto, did I say?
Soto 1 was 4 weeks ago.
A month ago.
Yeah.
Phase 1 was 2 months ago. Yeah. That came out and then Soto.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You're telling me I could have gotten Legend Parallel 2 months ago?
No, you got it now.
Oh. Because I don't have a Japanese. I didn't have the
Even
Japanese
better.
guy.
All right. Like you said, this is it for
This is it for my toy time.
Toy Time. So we're going to move swiftly into Kamen Rider, which is the first part of
Superhero time.
We'll be back. Welcome back, y'all. This is Superhero Time,
Superhero time.
and the first episode we're watching is Kamen Rider. It's always Kamen Rider. I don't know why I'm building up to this. So this was Gotchard 11.
Yep. Catch a spy. Rider disqualified.
Yeah, that didn't play out at all.
No, not at all.
But the spy thing, I guess. What do you think of the episode?
I thought it was kind of. It's definitely a start of a new thing, like a new chapter, a new setting, a new volume, whatever they want to call it. I feel like that was really signified in the way that they kept switching forms, like keep on going, change, to promote the cards, but also to show like this is like a step up to what Gotchard can do. I feel like they really didn't utilize the spy thing. They said there might be a spy in the end of the last episode.
No,
it was the beginning of this first one.
Beginning of this episode.
And then it didn't go anywhere. It was just a new lady that we learned about that same episode.
Yeah.
But who knows? That spy thing could still be in the air. I really like that new electric Jungle Jan and Raidenji form. I think it looks pretty sick. Although too metallic, not enough jungle in there. I know it's jungle because the vines and all that, and like the wires and the ropes, but I feel like they should have added a bit more green to it, made it more stand out a bit more. I also like that they're really trying to hit this bait and switch, and I don't think many people can see it. That they're really happy right here, and it's like things are going.
This is definitely intentional,
right? It's okay.
Yeah, I thought this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, before I say this, I don't want you to think I'm hating on this episode or season.
I didn't like this episode very much.
I thought this was a very funny attempt at making this look like it's a happy-go-lucky slice of life high school day for these two kids, two adults. Like, I don't know. They're not all kids. excuse me, one of them definitely is a kid. She's 15.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Abe, she's not a kid.
She's like 22.
I don't
Just
remember.
like my age, right?
And then Ichinose is definitely 18, 20.
Yeah, 18. Oh no. Oto Abe is January 18th, 2000. She's 1 year older than me. She's 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny. Like, oh, Lynn, we're having fun and life is so great. And he even says it, right?
Yeah.
What happens after today changes everything, or something like that, right?
So what caught me off guard when we first watched the episode was that Ichinose is narrating, and this never happened before. So he's narrating as if he's from the future, looking back on something peaceful. And he's like, we love those days so much. It was peaceful, just catching chemis and having fun with my friends. But that day, we would all learn something, and some shit changed. And I was like, oh, okay, they're doing that for real. Which I didn't really see that much discussion online about, okay, this is like really hammering in the, oh, it's going to be bait and switch.
I don't think it's bait and switch. I think it's and my God, this is gonna sound so bad because of how I've been talking about the season, how most people have been talking about it. So if they admit to this, then, but it feels rushed, which is crazy because the rest of the season has not.
No,
this could have been drawn out. Her being a spy could have been a couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Them having a nice fun day like this, just give them an episode where it's just a fun, nice thing,
right?
But everything happened in this episode, which I think it could have been done a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was like a whiplash because, like I said, the previous episodes to this have been so slow building, and like you're getting somewhere, and this one's like, no, we're gonna start talking about stuff now, and then this thing, and then this thing. So it was interesting. I made sure to get pictures of everybody holding their cards, so I'm gonna go through those. Go ahead.
It felt like how we said before, it's the start of a new chapter. It felt like the beginning of Gotchard. That first episode was like breakneck pace, and then the rest of the season just slow crawl, week by week, monster of the week type stuff. And then this episode started something. Everything's thrown at you. Can't really there's nothing said definitively like, oh, this is a new thing or something's happening now. You just have to like pick that up. That stuff is happening.
It's crazy that, just this is an aside, she's a year older than you, but she looks way older than you, and she's Japanese, where usually they look younger.
Yeah, she looks almost 30, but like in a really good way.
She definitely looks older than you.
Yeah,
but it's only a year. That's kind of funny.
She's just so pretty too. Anyways,
there's gonna be more pictures of just her randomly in this episode,
right?
Even though this episode's not about her at all. You'll see.
That is to say, I didn't like this episode very much, but I am liking Gotchard overall. So I'm not like saying that this episode is shit. I do like it, and there are some points in this episode that really could be built up in future episodes that just are really nice, and you could really have some fun with it, with how they're doing it. But I feel like with the writer, it's always going to have like this sense of it's going to be a drama, it's going to be dramatic, or it's like something's going to happen. Someone might die, ? That always happens, someone dies.
Yep.
So we just have to figure out who does that,
or on Christmas,
when does that. And yeah, there's still an overarching gloominess in the air with Gotchard, and I feel like they're trying to really, which is why I thought it was a bait and switch, because everything's been up to this point happy. So this sudden change of atmosphere, I feel like it's gonna catch people off guard if they can't already see it. But we can see it because we've been watching for too long. I do like this amalgam a lot more than the other ones, though. Just because whenever I first saw it in this picture, it freaked me out, like for real. Like this is gross looking.
Yes, it is.
And the other amalgams didn't give me that same reaction that this spider one felt. Yeah. And I'm not scared of spiders. Like I love spiders.
Gross.
This freaked me out.
You don't have to say you love them.
I said I like them, but this freaked me out. Like for real, for real. Gross looking. How did you feel about all of these chemis coming out?
I don't think it did a good job of. I mean, I get what you were saying, where it's to show that Gotchard's moving at this rapid way, with the cards he's getting. I think it was just advertisement for the cards. I think that's all it was, because the cards just came out on Fridays for Pack 2.
So
and this aired Sunday morning in Japan. So I don't see it as much as a thing they did for the show. I think it was the thing done for the product.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that, because just like how you said, the cards were released a day or two before this, and we watched the YouTube video of a guy, a Japanese person, opening up the cards.
We watched Kotetsu Toys JP open his toys.
So to see all those cards in the video and then to see him in the episode the next day, it was like, okay, advertisement, let's do it. We're trying to sell toys here. Toys being cards.
Yeah, but he rapid ran. And I think one of the biggest quote unquote justifications to what I'm saying is that this was just an ad, which is what we say every week. These are just ads.
Right.
Is this thing existing? There's a dude in there.
Yeah.
He's green screened out.
He has Green Man on.
Yeah, and it's a Parka Bunny thing. Sure enough, a couple minutes after the episode aired, guess what's available on Premium Bandit at purchase? This thing.
That jacket, that parka.
And that stuff like that is planned way ahead of time.
Definitely.
Because really, honestly, this scene could have just been him using Apareskebo, Venom Mariner, the stuff he's already used.
It definitely would have paid off more to see him using the chemis he already has in a better way than to show that he can use more than his base set of chemis.
And also the fact that at the beginning of this episode, I got this card. Yeah. But I'm not really complaining about that, because you gotta sell your toys. It felt blatant as hell. It's the same kind of thing like when Gira and Folk come back to King-Ohger's planet, and he pulls out the King
Caliber.
The King Caliber.
Yeah.
And they don't call it by name, but they like, oh, look at this. This is so cool, isn't it? Because obviously, it's a toy they're selling.
By the way,
so it felt the same way.
By the way, I made 2.
Yeah. Oh, I knew I made 2 on purpose or whatever. Yeah. Atula, sure.
Oh, whenever I first read that, because I can't read, I read Dragula. Dig through the ditches. That's a good picture. That's a great picture.
Yeah, I know.
So in this scene, they have the 2 main heads from the Alchemist management, and one of them we found out as the spy, but the other one, which is the man, is super upset that Gotchard is the Kamen Rider, as they put it. Huh? So we get that sort of conflict, and that management does not like Ichinose being the Kamen Rider because he's inappropriate, or he's insufficient. He's a kid. He doesn't know what he's doing, and because the belt was given to him by the traitorous Kudo dad, whatever his name is. So there's that also, that management doesn't like Gotchard. And then the other lady that was there was the spy. This is weird.
What's happening there here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna joke that during this scene, all of a sudden it became a Girls Cross Heroine show. Girls Cross Heroine show, which is Phantom Mirage, and it's the show that the girls came from.
Yeah.
Shows. Yeah, her whispering. I think her dad's gonna play some part in this indirectly. She's gonna say something like, "We're chemis, and your dad made us. Us 3 sisters."
I think you said
level
that.
X. No, I didn't. I never said that.
That they were chemis? Did I say that?
I don't think any of us ever said that.
I remember Oh, I might have read this. I don't know. There was some discussion somewhere that, yeah, the big thing is that they're gonna be the only they're gonna be the villains of. They're gonna be the villains of only chapter 1, and they're gonna be revealed to be chemis, and then you can use them, and then there's gonna be another big bad.
Actually, we forgot to mention that, but this episode mentions a bigger bad. Mm-hmm. Their boss or whatever, it's above them.
Yes. What did they say? The master.
Which is most likely going to be either this old dude who's here checking on them or that lady that turns out to be the traitor.
Right.
I think it might be one of them. Maybe, but maybe not. But yeah, I think her dad's going to play some part. And yeah, they're going to end up being chemis.
Or something. Yeah.
But we'll get into it at the end because
yeah,
I read some stuff that's interesting.
Oh, okay. I do like the fights in this episode still. The choreography and the cinematography of all the Gotchard episodes have been top notch. There hasn't been a single episode where I thought, they're kind of phoning it in for this, or they're not really doing something as well as that. Everything's been pretty good visually. Including these two new suits that we got this episode and then 2 episodes prior. The big feet, the thick boys.
Yeah, these 2 suits are big boys, and they're gonna get their own toy set.
Yeah.
With like a Gotchard body, and then you swap over. That might be cool to get if it's really cheap. I would be into that just because they're the big beefy forms. Instead of getting maybe the Soto, because we found out last week who's coming into the Soto.
It's gonna be Kamen Rider Legend and Kamen Rider Zaya. No, not Zaya. Jeez, that's from 01.
It's not from Outsiders, right? No.
Yeah, he's from Outsiders.
Not the guy from Outsiders.
Yeah, that's him. He has the DivKid cards. Rip.
It is the guy from Outside. Why him?
Because Outsiders just finished.
Right, but the Outsiders line is typically the Shoto set.
Very true, yeah.
And Shoto scale is not the same as Soto scale. Shoto is a little smaller.
Right.
What are you looking at?
Trying to find the guy's name. Kamen Rider Legend and the antagonist of the Outsiders, Kamen Rider Zane.
Zane, that's what it was.
Who is, fun fact, if you haven't watched The Outsiders, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil the end of Outsiders. Kamen Rider Zane is actually Kamen Rider Zeronos. New suit for him. He's the antagonist.
Yeah, those little things on his arms and feet could have been green. Dark green to make him look more like vines. So that's more like a jungle.
That's what yeah.
Yeah, he's very silver. I just realized this episode back to back of ladies with messed up makeup on their hands and arms.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the last episode. That's the best picture of the episode. Okay, so we saw at the end of this episode the preview for the next episode, and there's going to be a new, I guess, rider because he does have a belt, but he looks evil. Magazine scans came out today.
Oh,
on who it might be.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Yes, I didn't see. So for context, I didn't see any of the scans today.
So magazine scans. If you don't want to hear this, jump ahead because we're probably going to talk to this up until we talk about Super Sentai. So you can just jump to that chapter. But from what I saw on the scans today, it's going to be Sabimaru.
Oh, I knew it.
iPad Kid.
God damn it. You see, this okay, but
go ahead.
See, I knew it because Sabimaru had a little subplot
in
this episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sabimaru Sudohara.
Okay.
See right here. He had a little subplot, barely noticeable, in this episode and the episode previous, where he has like an interest in Gotchard and an interest outside of alchemy with UFO X, and then him in this episode really kissing up to Gotchard, but secretly because he's a shy boy.
So, allegedly, this form is forced on people. And the bad guys are going to make him turn into it. Apparently. Right. There's also talk that somebody has to die for this thing to happen. And I don't know. I don't believe it at all. But they're saying it's gonna be Rine.
Oh, that would
or iPad Kid.
Subimaro.
But the idea is that Kamen Rider Dread suit. Apparently anybody can use it because it's being forced on you.
Okay.
And the card that it uses, apparently the card that it uses here in the preview that we saw, is a dark Steamliner.
Oh.
And the next will be a dark Hopper. And the last card is going to be, we don't know, but the rumor is it's going to be the Fox that Rine would be using when she gets her suit. But we'll see what actually happens. I think this is another thing that could have been stretched out a little more.
Definitely.
The fact that we're getting, and you know what else we're getting next episode?
Oh, what do we get next episode?
His power up.
That's right. That's also what I wanted to talk about.
Already.
That's also what I wanted to talk about.
So I don't have pictures of it because I still don't. It's not in the show yet, so we're not going to spoil it.
And it was very abrupt how we got it.
Even though when this aired live, they showed the hell out of the commercials for the toys. Or did we see? Yeah.
Right after the episode, it showed, and both of us were freaking out, looking back at the screen at each other, because like, oh my god, what?
They're already showing. Well, I mean, we had already seen the pictures before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they already showed. So I guess I could have put the pictures in here, but that's fine. You can look at them if you want on Twitter.
Oh, they're all over Twitter. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's gonna get that new form next episode with, it's probably gonna be at the very end of the episode too. Mm-hmm. He's gonna fight this thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the fight kills Kamen Rider Dread, but the user, and then they can, put that belt on somebody else again. Mm-hmm. And then I wouldn't be surprised if Gotchard accidentally kills Sabimaro, which would be crazy and sad.
That would be crazy.
And I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
All right, theory crafting. From what you're saying, just from the information, it gets the user, it infects them, it kills them. Steamliner, then Hopper 1, then the Fox that Rina would be using, 9 Q to make the 10 with ISHII, no se. It gets Sabimaro, it kills this lady, that's Steamliner. It gets Sabimaro, kills Sabimaro, he's gone, he comes back later in the show. But Dread goes on to Rine. Rine gets the 9 Fox, but since she's godlike or whatever, Kudo, magic, her last name, she changes the way the Dread driver works, and then that Dread driver, Kamen Rider Dread, turns into her Kamen Rider regular form. So it'd be like an Aguilera sort of thing, or a Jean sort of thing, where originally the belt was for evil, but they reused it for good, and they changed the suit. Theory crafting.
Yeah.
Based off random assumptions.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. Because this belt, Revice is the reason I don't know, because Revice had Sakura's belt. Mm-hmm. And then 10, 15, 20 episodes later, they re-released that belt in a different color.
Right.
That was already the third rider belt in the show?
Yes.
Or fourth, because Spider Kimonos.
Demons.
And then Aguilera's belt was like the 8th fucking belt or something. Revice had a lot of belts.
Too many belts.
So what they could do here is they could recolor this belt, sell it again as Rine's belt. But I don't know if they would do that or keep this belt. I just don't know. Again, I'm blaming Revice for not being able to pick what they're going to do with this.
Right, absolutely. I did see also, just a little tidbit, from the little stuff that we did see from Dread's debut in the next episode preview. His driver does have some remnants of the Revice Demons driver, being the LCD screen in the front showing something.
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
For the new... Yeah.
Yeah, for the new card, or for the new front of the driver. It's going to have like a screen display, but also you can still see the card behind it. Similar to how the Gotchard, the game driver it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
But you can see it, but it's not there.
Yeah.
This is the start of a new chapter for Gotchard, so I'm not going to be anticipating it to stay happy-go-lucky. That being said, I will be pleasantly surprised if they do end up going extremely dark or just a drama.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're going to talk about King-Ohger in a little bit.
Oh, you want to talk about drama?
And that episode, what the hell? We'll get to it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But did you have anything else about Gotchard?
Yes. I was going to say the X forms. So for phase 1, we got the X cards, which I didn't even know about until I got the boxes themselves, opened them up. The X cards took me by surprise. Like UFO X, that was the first time I ever saw a 10 card.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the boxes and, oh, it's all there. I'm just dumb. I didn't read into it. But
we've already established you can't read.
I can't read, right? The read or write.
Yeah.
But the new X form that was debuted looks goofy as heck. I kind of love it.
Which one are you talking about?
The movie form that's gonna be next to
the
QB9.
one that has 5 things.
Yes.
5. Is it X assemble?
X symbol, yeah.
Or X symbol?
No, X symbol.
X assemble.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I think it looks goofy as hell, but I kind of love it for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very reminiscent of a mecha, just in that it has different pieces for the limbs.
Yeah, it looks like a Sentai mech kind of.
But that's the only connection I see with that is that, like, each arm, each limb is a different thing. I will say though, it's so goofy looking and has to look up next to a god. Jesus Christ.
My biggest issue, and it's one that can't be helped, which is a Japanese expression, by the way. It can't be helped. Yeah, I think so. Is the light blue. Light blue does not go good with a lot of colors.
Right.
Light blue is a color you choose to work around.
Right. It's
For example, black works with basically any color. White, any color. There's colors that just work. Red, you can get the right shade of red. Just like you can get the right shade of blue. Dark blue will probably look better on this suit.
Definitely.
But that light blue clashes so bad with the rest of the colors on that X assemble form. In concept, I like it because I like the bigger, bulkier suits that make them look like toys, Gundam, robots, whatever. The coloring is what kills it for me.
Definitely.
That light blue, and I like the color blue. That light blue clashes with that rest of the suit. Like I said, if that blue was darker, or if the other stuff was more ready, available to be colored with light blue, but that's the whole point, is that they're all different parts, right? One of them's the tree.
Yep.
One of them's the ISHII fighter.
Yggdrasil, X-Seed Fighter.
The tree,
X Beetle. X Wizard. No.
No, Wizard's not in there.
No, Lixion.
Castle.
Lixion and Castle.
Lixion and Castle. That's only 4, isn't it? Isn't there 5?
No, it's 5.
Beetle.
X-Seed Fighter, X Beetle, Lixion, Yggdrasil, X Castle.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell you what though, that suit would be a whole lot better. Not take away the light blue, but subdivide it, because it has the light blue as the base and then the yellow star that around it, and then it just goes to the different X things. If there was like a black accent or outline around the suit to maybe divide it a little bit more,
yeah,
and maybe take away that yellow, it would look a lot better.
Yeah.
Because right now it just looks like he gets the literal chemis, gets them in their physical forms, it just puts them on his limbs. Yeah. That being said, I do still like the form, in that it is goofy as heck, and we haven't seen that in Rider in a long time.
I don't know, man. Those CG Kamen Riders are pretty goofy. Geets.
Oh yeah, it's kind of gross.
The frog, the lion,
Yeah.
bison robot thing. And Juga's goofy too. Anyway.
Juga's not goofy. What the fuck? That Juga's so cool looking, dude. Anyways.
That was a lot of spoiler discussion. So
yeah,
let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna talk about Super Sentai King-Ohger. We'll be right back. You are the king. You are the king. You are the king. King-Ohger.
Episode 37, Iroki's Rebellion.
This is such an intense episode for 8 a.m. for elementary school kids.
Morning, kids.
Yeah, I made the comment like on the live feed when I was watching it. Yeah, good morning, kids. You want to see some fucked up shit today? Here you go. This was, like I said, an intense episode. We were excited for it last week because it gave some backstory to Kaguragi and Toufu,
which I've been wanting.
We leave it in we'd start it in such a crazy spot. We leave it in like, it feels kind of dire situation, which is what's kind of the theme of this chapter of King-Ohger. But yeah, the only, like, as always in King-Ohger, the storytelling tops. The CG in this episode bothered me a little more than usual. It's because Toufu is one of the only countries where the whole damn country is CG. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even the outside is CG, and that's annoying. But like I said, the story helps topple that. There was a scene, I didn't get the picture of it, but there's a scene here where Yanma, he calls somebody on the phone. He goes, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna get Toufu first."
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're like, no, we're not eating flowers and shit. No, we need to get food back.
Yeah.
I like that he was like, you know what? We're not gonna get our Nikospa. Nikospa can wait. Tofu's happening next.
Yo, we're starving, dog.
These episodes are fun, but and they're good distractions to the fact that kings are basically on the run.
I do like
they're on the run, but they're not being pursued because they don't have their countries. You do like what?
I do like I'm just noticing now, maybe because I haven't been paying attention to it, I do like Yanma's new jacket. Looks very nice.
Yeah,
I'd never noticed that before.
Yuzuki, the actress who plays Rita,
where did they go?
so excited for next week's episode. I'm so excited for next week's episode.
But Blastex,
what?
where did they go?
We're gonna find out next week's episode. I even did this.
Nice.
But this is what I'm talking about. That's outside,
Yeah.
and that's all CG. It's annoying looking.
The only physical things when we're in this outside tofu section are the pillars and the hay barrels. The the wheat barrels.
The rice that he makes.
Yeah.
You know, whatever rice dish meal that he makes. But yeah, I had to capture because you hear Bushido Jutsu or whatever because the ninja gets them. That might change next week.
Yes. Yeah.
Well. Hey, let's get some PTSD in this fucking episode.
Immediately?
He's at the castle gates because he's gonna go confront. He feels his sister grab his hand, turns around. It's hell.
He's having a flashback. He's having a Vietnam War flashback.
Vietnam PTSD war flashback. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how you said that. Bam. War flashbacks, trauma. The beginning of this episode is very blink and you miss it, or like if you're not paying attention really, it's the burning of one of the things of one of the houses that are there in Toufu, and then it's Rita and Kaguragi disguised like in a dark alleyway. Not really dark, but you know they're disguised. Kaguragi has a hood on. That very much reminds me of Star Wars with Count Sidious and Darth Maul.
I didn't see this coming, guys.
And I noticed that at first just because, you know, Star Wars and all that. And it really, for me, it set up like, oh, this is going to be sinister. Because of the way that they're talking to each other and the way that the beginning of the episode sets up like, oh, he's not welcome here for some reason or other.
Well, because they all aren't welcome in their countries, really.
Right.
Until they fix it. Is that how it is? But yeah, like this shot right here, the CGI ground was annoying. I'm not gonna try to go on and on about it, but I can't wait till we get like a more normal Sentai season next year.
You see the rice in the background?
That's real.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved this part.
Why?
Because it's just so funny. It's so good. So, Grogi. He's talking about Grody. Mm-hmm. He's talking about the fine culinary rice of the of tofu, and he's saying this blend of premium rice is called Suzume Tears, and then it's her
tears, yeah,
making a stupid face. It's so good.
Well, it's her tears because spoiler alert, later in the episode, it's their rice, their family recipe,
right?
And it's the rice that he poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's so good. It's so great.
So like we're finding out he was behind a lot of the stuff for that day, the Wrath of the Gods. He, killed Rand's parents. He poisoned the rice here. I can't wait to see what he did in terms of Gira and Rackley's.
So that's what I also wanted to bring up. We know Kamijin was there with in Shugadam because he killed that one guard and then took his form for the rest of his life, I guess. Mm-hmm. But we know that could be Kamijin. He just did Shugadam and like hid for whatever with Death and Rock. And then Grody did
Fury of the Gods.
He did the Fury of the Gods with Ishibana, with Rita's country, with killing the Sovereign, and with here with Toufu.
He didn't kill the Sovereign.
That's true. They got trapped in prison.
They did the stalemate thing.
Yeah. So that just leaves Nakospa, right, to see, because we already went there, but we didn't really see anything. I want to know what happened there as well.
It's trash. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like that this was 17 years ago, and I like that they fixed that. Last time they had a flashback to the Wrath of the Gods, they said 15, even though 2 years have passed.
Right.
So I'm glad they're addressing that instead of brushing over it. It's hilarious that this is him 17 years ago. Like, how old is he now? Jesus Christ. Her too. She's supposed to look a lot younger, but she's not as young as she plays here. Mm-mm. But it still looks fine.
I was a little confused because I thought the whole entire time that she's like 16 or something, right? In like the show now. That's what I always thought.
That's
like
what you thought.
That she's like a teenager. Mm. Is she not? She's like a almost,
I guess
25.
So.
She's almost like 26, 27. 17
years ago, she looked like this.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. It's
okay.
Crazy.
I mean, maybe the food in Toufu just keeps you that young look, quote unquote young look.
It's the family recipe.
Hey kids, good morning. Hi, you want to watch Super Sentai today? Good morning.
This man slowly walks out of a burning building with shell shock face.
There's times where Suzume looks like a K-pop artist in Le Seraphim called Chaewon. Very, very a few moments. If you look it up,
Chaewon?
Chaewon, and then La Sera Ellie base. It should be coming up.
LA what?
LE space S.
Mm-hmm.
Should be there. Le Seraphim.
Yep, Le Seraphim.
Suzume looks like an older version of J1, in my opinion.
I can see that. Definitely.
I always love episodes where the gang gets to work together. And it has been a theme recently that a character, or maybe two, is not there for the shenanigans of the episode.
Right.
So this one, Rita's missing. The last one, Kaguragi was missing. The one before that, Rita and Ran were missing. So I feel like we're going to be getting that for a little bit, which is interesting because Ran was able to get her country back basically by herself.
Pretty much. Because her team is so fucking good, just by themselves.
And then here, Kaguragi kind of got his country back by himself as well.
Not even with a team.
So it's interesting that they're setting it up like that if they are paying attention to it in that way. I'm looking at it like that. So I 100% buy Rita will be able to get their country back next week by themselves as well. Gira's going to need help. Okay. It's always Ran figuring stuff out. I love that she's basically the brains of the team. More blood. Yay. There were some really good shots in this. Again, the hand messed up from the fire. The new suit man.
Good morning, kids.
That's his true form, which we were all waiting for, because that's just the thing they do, of course. He looks like Bloodborne.
Yeah, straight up Bloodborne with the hat and everything.
Yeah. I hope he didn't die just because, he can't. They've already said that. He can't die. Even though Kaguragi did get his country back. Which, again, could just be a plot. Could just be like, oh, this is more part of my plan.
He got his country back and the zombie apparition of Inoki disappeared. Yeah.
Which could either be because he destroyed him or Kaguragi did do what he was supposed to do.
Right.
All that time ago. So yeah, I wanted to kind of touch on what happened there, because it is heavy, and it's not really things kids ever have to think or worry about. But the Fury of the Gods happened. She found out that the rice had been poisoned, so she hoarded it all. This was during the Fury of the Gods, which we don't know how long that happened, like if it was a week or a day or a month, whatever. But we know it happened, and it could have been for a little while because, like I said, she found out the rice was poisoned. She hoarded it all, and she burnt it up with her inside of it, inside the building, to hide the shame so that nobody else finds out.
Right.
She asked Kaguragi to kill her to make it look like this was... She turned bad, took the rice so that nobody could raise suspicions on it being poisoned so that it wouldn't hurt the reputation. And that's why he calls him a traitor, because he didn't keep up with that lie.
Right.
Where the idea is you do everything you can and have to do in order for salvation of the country, for the people. And this episode is sort of him facing that and regretting his decision to not kill her, which wow.
Good morning.
Dude.
Good morning, kids. Whenever that reveal was played out, the only thing I was thinking about was, oh my God, she's actually the good guy. She hoarded the rice, and oh my God, she ate it, or she was poisoned herself by Grody, and she's dying herself, so she has to, no matter what, play the bad guy. And I was thinking, oh, she calls him a traitor because he couldn't do it. He couldn't make the final slash, meaning that she either suffered from the poisoning and died, or was burnt alive.
Yeah.
Good morning, kids.
Yeah. But again, here in the current time, that's just a cool shot.
Oh, that's really nice.
I want to go back I want to find a picture of Kaguragi again, but this is nice. Oh yeah, he can. This is why I mean, part of the fact that he's not killable, that he can like take away their senses. And he even says it's not permanent, doesn't last long. Shut up! Don't say that to your enemy. But yeah, it's freaky. Like she's blind for a little bit. Like, damn. That's a great shot.
And it's not like blind as in like everything's black or like your vision is impaired, everything's blurry. It's bloodshot, like it's red.
Yeah. So yeah, here. He says this is sort of like meshing of the flashback and the now. He says, he's doing what he should have done all those years ago. He goes, 17 years, you're too late. So, like we were saying, him quote unquote killing Grody and her ashes going away, it could have also been that he did kill her.
Right.
And she didn't fade away until he died. Whatever.
She held her own for a little bit.
And the reason she was ashes is because she burned up.
Yeah.
Originally. But the sadness and the solace in this episode is at the very end when the Kuroko comes up and tells him, we've got rid of the rice and everything's gonna go back to normal, hopefully. Kaguragi's like, from this moment forward, we're gonna choose the dirtiest path forward to help protect his country. And that does sort of help explain why he is the way he is, where he lies and deceits and everything. Mm-hmm. It's always for his country. But the former queen herself even says, your honesty, you'll stay by my side because your honesty will never backstab me.
Which doesn't to this day.
I don't know. It was just a really well written episode. Of course, King-Ohger. It's just, this episode was heavy, man.
Yeah.
Heavy. I'm glad to get a Kaguragi backstory because this boy acted. Everybody always gives 110% on these performances. Mm-hmm. But I really like getting to see Kaguragi because he plays that like dual character of like being an idiot. Actually, he knows what he's talking about. He's kind of malicious, but he's not. He lies, but yeah, and he does wrestling moves and stuff. But yeah, this closure was really cool for him and for us to see where he came from. And it was also really cool because this lady was also in the summer movie that aired in Japan this past summer, but we haven't seen because it hasn't come out on Blu-ray and nobody's translated it yet. Hopefully when we see that, it's supposed to be a version of them getting the crown that he uses in the show. The gold power-up. Yeah, we won't know until we see the episode or the movie, excuse me. I really like this episode. Mm-hmm. This was a really good episode.
Like I said, it's very well written.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the better episodes of King-Ohger. Like I said, it's really well written. This might be number 2 for me.
Because next week's number 1?
No. Number 1 would be the final episode of the first chapter. Probably one of the best episodes of King-Ohger.
Episode 10? Well, no, episode 20...
20-something?
19? Wait.
Well, whichever one, whenever the big reveal and, everything's great. All we have to do is look to the stars now. I love that. We
can just go back 11 minus, what is this, episode 37?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 37.
26. 25. Episode 25 was great. Because same episode that Gotchard aired on.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, this episode was so good. I like the little attention to details that we have for each character and their inflictions and stuff. I like the comedic bits in the beginning where they're super hungry and they have
26.
to
26, yeah.
Where they have to, be super dramatic and all that. The actors are great always. I do like the little details that they add. They didn't have to do this, but in the back of the throne room, there is a statue of Toufu with the raining symbol or something. And with Kaguragi, it's a carp is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But for Iroki, it was a swordfish.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot.
Kaijiki.
Yes.
There was Ran being pretty again. But again, this is her
figuring out,
explaining shooting shit out. He cuts him, like it looks like he cuts his arm off or something. Mm-hmm. He like goes down on him. Excuse me. Pause. He slashes his sword through him. Really wickedly. It looks cool. But again, there's no way he's dead.
Just like how you said,
blood.
It's straight up on his arm, but the way that he cuts into him, he cuts diagonally in. So it's like straight up, he's cutting half of him in half.
Yeah.
It is gnarly.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
She got snapped. Exactly. And then we get this cool video game screenshot again. Ooh. I really like this. Oh, it's so cool. Going to Gokkan next.
Mm-hmm.
The ninja guy. And then I don't know how they're gonna go back to Nikospa, because I think after ninja guy is gonna be Yugadam. Or not. We'll see.
No, I don't know, because they still have to address, because we did see in the episode preview the cement looking
he's
guy. He's in
the
charge.
cigarette guy.
Yeah, the cigarette guy.
Yeah.
He's, I guess, in charge of the in between with the
maybe
with the
we don't know that
button
for sure, but he's there in the audience.
Yeah, which we haven't seen in a while. Oh my god!
I got pictures of the preview episode. Of the preview for the episode. I can't wait for this episode.
You didn't even get a picture of Dredd.
No, and I thought about that too.
What? That's a wicked shirt, dude.
Oh yeah, it is.
Wow.
Is that a rat?
No, it's a Sabretooth.
Sabretooth?
Actually, no. Because they have the fangs at the bottom too.
I don't know. Before we get into that, I thought this episode was great. Give me more. Looks like we are getting more. Not really. I mean, watch next week's episode be really deep.
Oh man, it's gonna be so deep.
Excuse me. They're gonna end up being a closet dancer or something like that.
Or something.
But the reason why I'm so excited for next week's episode is the actress Yuzuki. The company she's with is LDH.
LDH.
Which is from, let me see, hold on. Yeah, it's LDH. They are the group who produced the Girl Cross Heroine shows, which is the shows that the Girls group that I love, the J-pop group Girls. She's from the same company. And if you see the King-Ohger TikTok page, every now and then there's like dance challenge or whatever, and she'll do it. Yuzuki, the actress, and she kills it.
Always 100%.
She always overdoes the dance because I guess that's part of her agency, the LDH.
Her contract
is just that, she also knows how to dance. So she is an actress. She's not an idol. But I like to look at this and think maybe she wants to be one, or she has the training at least to be one, because she's going to break it down next episode. This shot right here, where you can see her actually dancing and moving, I can't wait. Yuzuki also tweeted about this, the preview, saying, oh, please watch, next week's episode. They always do that. But she also said something like, I put my all into it. My heart was beating so fast. Let me see if I can find exactly.
Very heartfelt.
Right there. Yeah, on Twitter. Next time, episode 38, Rita becomes an idol. It's crazy. I worked really hard. My whole body was pounding. Please definitely watch it. Look forward to it.
We will.
And, me being so into the K-pop, J-pop stuff. Them embracing this, I think, is fantastic. Because again, it feels like something she can do. Maybe they wrote this episode because of Yuzuki's career, her actual.
I definitely think that Yuzuki put in, hey, I want to dance.
And by far, hands down, Rita is the most popular character of this season.
Oh, definitely.
Their plush is always sold out first.
Definitely.
Their not change hero, action hero, whatever those are called now, sells out really fast all the time. Rita is definitely the most popular King-Ohger. Maybe besides Red, because Red's always popular. Gira. But yeah. Now what I've not seen so much. Sorry, did you want to say something about this episode? The preview? Okay. I haven't seen as much enthusiasm for this episode. Sort of for the same reason that you said, or we kind of said earlier, they, maybe she, we'll see in this next episode. I think people are already dismissing this because it might label Rita as a female, which that's nothing wrong with that, of course. The whole thing about Rita is the reason they were referenced as a sovereign or is gender neutral, non-binary, is because Rita as a judge is not supposed to prefer one or the other. That's the whole thing.
Non-partial.
Yes, and it's not even
neutral.
I'm not even gonna say not even, but it's way less about them choosing that and more about just playing it into the character. Like, this person is so
for the story.
Yeah, so impartial. They're even referred to as sovereign instead of king or queen, which always was funny, as not funny but good as a character, and interesting. But it's just, if it happens, it happens next week. I don't think it's gonna change anything about the character, honestly.
No, not at all.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, this, controversial as it might be, this might be an incredibly deep episode. They might
they might
exactly deep in the opposite form dive directly into the heart of that subject. And it could divide a lot of people. I'm seeing this next episode, regardless if they do or do not, it's gonna be brought up in some ways, like, oh, you are feminine, or you're doing something like this, dressing up, and the idol sort of thing. It's definitely gonna be brought up, but whether or not they go into it deeply and emotionally is where things could get controversial.
Now that's why specifically I'm shouting out Yuzuki, the actress who plays Rita,
right,
instead of Rita themselves, because I think Yuzuki was happy and excited to do this.
Yeah,
and that's where the excitement and praise should be aimed at. Yuzuki,
right, the performer.
Yes, not Rita, because they're a fictional character. Chill. But Yuzuki, you can just tell. Not in this picture. There's another picture here. Let me.
That's a great picture.
Let me bring this up.
Just to show how they were last episode, or this episode. Look at that. They were abducted by the ninja. Was it the ninja person, the ninja space guy? And you see here that they are with them, so it could be sort of a brainwashing thing. It might not even be Rita's own decision, because it's the idol competition sponsored by the Galacticents.
So here's what it's gonna be.
Right.
If you debut the best, if you're the best idol, you win the country.
Right.
And that's what's gonna force them, to push and push and push to be the best idol. These are the judges.
I do love the judges.
Mofun is a judge.
Which, by the way, with the preview of this episode, a few days beforehand, there was a P Bandai announcement for a 3-foot Mofun.
Oh yeah, too expensive.
Which you can see as the judge right there.
Morphine is back.
Oh, my favorite character.
Yeah, thank gosh.
My favorite character.
Finally. That is going to be the character who explains Rita's backstory.
Everything.
As we can see, it's these three. So I wouldn't be surprised if the episode was just these three. Like I was saying before, some characters just not in it. And I've been waiting for Yanma to not show up, because he's been in every adventure so far. Yanma's probably the one that's not going to be here. Kaguragi maybe not too. Maybe he'll be here to help out Rita. I thought
that they were in the preview. the white shot
They are in the
of
preview.
that.
They are in the preview, but again, Rita was technically in this episode, but
That's true.
gone. Same with all the other ones. They all do show up in the episodes.
Yeah,
But they're not for very long.
Just for a little bit.
Just like in the Ran Himeno episode, Kaguragi doesn't show up until the very end.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Like I said, I can't wait for this episode. It's probably gonna be my favorite episode, unfortunately.
Fortunately and unfortunately.
I just say that because I'm biased. This looks really cool, and like I said, she looks like she's having a lot of fun. So I can't wait to see the TikToks that come out from when she was recording these scenes. Do you have anything for the episode?
For this episode, for the very drama-filled episode, I do love the direction of King-Ohger has always been of more of a dramatic show, and I love that they really dig into that. It's not like a Sentai goofy, silly, funny with a serious side. Sometimes, no, this is a serious show. This is real. This is real emotions, human reactions. I love that so much. Because sometimes with Sentai they play into the more cartoony side of things, which in its own right is so good. Dawn Brothers is a great example of that. Every episode of Dawn Brothers is a hit.
Dawn Brothers is a rip.
It's absolutely, and it feels like this is also every episode is a hit, but for a different reason. In that it is real. You feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
And I love that we're ending off King-Ohger on a real note.
Now, we could be like 10 episodes away from the end,
Right.
which is so sad.
Yes.
But to speak to what you're saying about real or whatever, like serious and everything, this is gonna test that with next week's episode.
Yeah.
I do love the preview trailer for the episode when it aired.
Uh-huh.
It was a black screen and then words came up next episode, like it was a debut event.
Yep.
Because they know what they're doing. They know this Rita episode's gonna be big. Hopefully,
they do this shit for real.
like all the other episodes are and it shows scenes and everything. This one was boom. Next episode, dog.
Boom. Zhao Long Rong Shuan Long Po is dead.
Yeah. Purple. Or violet, excuse me.
If you get that reference, please comment, please.
So I think we did it.
Hey,
I think that's a whole episode.
we did an episode.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to leave it on Kaguragi's picture here. Again, I am Super Blastex. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, subscribe, tweet, Insta,
Retweet.
TikTok, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think of the episodes. Let us know what you think of this episode. Again, I am Super Blastex. You can find me everywhere, anywhere. I hope to hear from you soon, and we'll see you next week.
And I have been Toku Tony. You can find me everywhere at Toku Tony, except for Twitter. On Twitter, I am Tony Toku, unfortunately. Still trying to get that name. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear from y'all and how y'all feel about Gotchard's intense pushing of these cards this week and how the story will progress. And if you feel like it's also going to be sort of a bait and switch, maybe not those exact words, but you know how I mean. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.